Welcome back for the opening lineups, starting lineups. For Fort Morgan, we've got Allie Christensen, Maddie Griffith, and who else do we have here? We have Allie Shaver and Haley Lewis. And there's one more. Who am I missing here? Kelsey Shaver. Don't want to forget about her. For Brush, we've got Amber Wolliver. We've got Haley Unrein. Kendall Elliott. And let's see, Sydney Odell. And last would be Maddie Rule. So, getting these marked down here. And
the opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions, or provide a quote.
For your opening tip, we've got Maddie Rule and Haley Lewis. Lewis wins the tip. Fort Morgan's got the ball. And Shaver brings it up over to Christensen. She's at the wing, brings it back up top to Shaver. Shaver over back to Christensen. Long jumper, no good. Rebound by Haley Lewis. A couple putbacks, doesn't get it. Fort Morgan is controlling the board in that very first possession. Haley Unrein brings it up for Brush. Got it on the left top. Over to Maddie Rule in the left wing. Trying to get something set up. Fort Morgan's in man. And got an early foul here. Committed against, it looked like, Rule from Fort Morgan. Yep, Maddie Rule her first. Brush brings the ball in, over to Amber Wolliver, over to Maddie Rule in the corner, and hits the three. Three ball from the deep corner for Maddie Rule for Brush. At Brush, B Diggers 3, Fort Morgan 0. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Ball being passed in to the block for Fort Morgan, tapped out by Brush before Morgan's ball into the basket. And we've got Shaver throwing it in to Lewis. Lewis gets it back up top. Shaver comes up top, gets the ball top of the key over to Maddie Griffith. She takes a shot from the elbow. I don't know if it was tipped. The refs say no. Didn't hit anything, goes out of bounds. Brush ball. Fort Morgan comes out. Full court press. And looking to get the trap at the half-court line. Shaver gets the steal and loses it back to Amber Wolliver. She kicks it up ahead to Sydney Odell. She gets it to Maddie Rule, goes off of her leg. And another foul. A little scrappy right now, and trying to just get a handle on it. That full court press kind of caught Brush off guard. It's a good trap being set up. Brush inbounds it, gets over to Kendall Elliott up top. Elliott gets the ball batted back to her. Gets the ball to Wolliver on the corner. Fort Morgan's bringing the zone way out. Gets it over to Haley Unrein in the corner. Baseline jumper. No good. Rebound, Maddie Rule. She goes up with a shot in traffic, and it is out of bounds. Fort Morgan ball. Brush is dropping back into man. Get the ball over to the wing. Shot good from the elbow by Allie Christensen. Drop back into their press. Sydney Odo trying to bring it up the right side. She gets the trap. Gets it over to Maddie Rule. Long pass to Kendall Elliott on the basket. Shaver blocked, or no, that was Christensen blocked it. Ellie got the rebound, put it back in for 2. Your score 5-2. Brush on top right now with 5:15 to go in the first. Fort Morgan brings down Maddie Rule on the elbow. And nice move by Lewis going baseline. Gets the bucket, 5-4. Brush in the lead. 5 minutes to go. And this press is really throwing Brush off. Another steal for Fort Morgan. And layup attempt by Christensen missed. Maddie Rule with the rebound, get it up court. And another foul on Fort Morgan. This is going to be something they need to get control of here to keep those fouls in control. We're at 3 fouls for Fort Morgan with a little over 3 minutes to go, or gone in the game. So Brush got the ball up top. Haley Unrein dribbles in the basket, kicks it out to Allie Keller, who just came in. Keller gets it, throws it to Kendall Elliott. Falling out of bounds, gets the ball stolen. Fort Morgan brings it up midcourt. And we got Shaver with it up top. She passes over to Keller. And looks like a foul on Amber Wooliver. No. They called an offensive foul on Haley Lewis. That would be her. Was it Lewis?
Yeah, it was her second.
Her second. Nice pass from Maddie Rule to Amber Wooliver for easy bucket. 7-4. 4 minutes to go. Brush on top. Fort Morgan kicks it inside. And Lewis had it on the block. Had a nice little turnaround bank. 7-6. 1 point game. Allie Keller with the ball up top. Kicks it over to Wooliver on the wing. Wooliver dribbles up top. Gets it over to Maddie Rule at the wing. She dribbles along. And we're getting an offensive foul here on Allie Keller. Setting a screen for Maddie Rule. So that's the first foul for Brush. 7-6. Brush on top. 3:43 to go. Fort Morgan brings the ball in. Brush's man extending that full court. Sydney Odell's working the dribbler. And got Lauren Keller with the ball up top. The wing. Kicks it out. Shaver's got it up top. And Fort Morgan moving the ball. And jump ball as Lauren Keller was going to take it up. And Kendall Elliott had her hand on the ball. So Brush's possession. And they're bringing up full court. Maddie Rule's got it up top. Looking for a pass, gets it over Kendall Elliott, drives baseline, puts up a shot, and it was blocked. Out of bounds, Brush ball. 3 minutes to go in the first. 7-6, Brush on top. Brush inbounds it. Sydney Odo's got it at the elbow. And we got another foul. This one looks to be on Kelsey Shaver. Push on the block. And so Brush got underneath inbound. Goes to the corner to Kendall Elliott. Elliott up top to Odell. Odell drives in, gets it swatted away by Kelsey Klaus. Kelsey's got some good size inside. Be tough for Brush's guards to take it in on her. So Haley Shaver up top. Kicks over Christensen at the wing. Back to Shaver. Back to Christensen at the elbow. She takes a shot and it's good. Fort Morgan takes the lead, 8-7, 2:20 to go in the first. Brush inbounds, Allie Keller brings it up. Calls up the play. Kicks it over to Amber Wooliver. Wooliver looking for a pass. Gets it to Maddie Rule. Maddie's got top of the key. One dribble over to Odell. Odell from the elbow. Short, didn't go. Some contact there. Fort Morgan long pass on the outlet. Over to Christensen. Christensen misses it. And that looked like it was Kelsey Shaver with the rebound and putback. So Fort Morgan is taking the lead at 10-7. We've got a timeout. 1:53 to go. We're going to keep it here, and there has been a lot of fouls, and hopefully we can get that under control. And
this Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new car or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice, serving all the Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. Just going real back to the foul situation, we got Maddie Griffith with 2 and Haley Lewis with 2. So Fort Morgan has a little concern there, foul trouble early on.
And so after the Fort Morgan basket, Brush brings the ball up. Haley Unrein's got it up top. Over to Sydney Odell. Odell takes dribble, looking for somewhere to pass it. Fort Morgan's defense has been swarming. And we've got a jump ball, Fort Morgan's possession. Fort Morgan's defense has been all over Brush. They can't do a lot. So Brush is going to a full court press. Try and match the intensity that Fort Morgan came out with. Fort Morgan, there's a turnover. Wheatley turns it over. Kendall Elliott with the steal there. Long pass for Brush over to Maddie Rule. Maddie has it up top. Has the ball stripped, goes to Odell. Odell gets it in. Up top to Unrein. Unrein over to Allie Keller. Allie up to Haley Unrein. Top of the key. She dribbles around. Maddie Rule up top. And she lost control of the ball. Fort Morgan came up with it. Maddie Rule is there. Grabs the ball, and we have another jump ball for change of possession. And this one is Brush. They get the ball underneath the basket, their own basket, with 1:01 to go in the first. Kendall Elliott gets the inbound pass and hits the baseline jumper. 10-9, Fort Morgan on top. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Brush with the full court press. And Fort Morgan breaks that one pretty easy with a couple passes. And we've got Haley Shaver's got the ball up top, just kind of holding to get things set. She gets over to Wheatley on the wing. Wheatley gets it back up to Haley Shaver. Shaver dribbles around, gets it back over to Wheatley at the wing. Long pass over to Lauren Keller. She misses it, but where are we at here? Kelsey Klaus gets the rebound and the putback, and she was fouled, so she's going to the line for 1. And that foul was on Kendall Elliott, her first. Kelsey with the free throw. Doesn't hit anything. Brush gets the ball out of bounds. Fort Morgan's dropping back out of their full court press. Picking up man. And Maddie Rule's got it for Brush on the wing. Drives in and picks up the foul on the shot. So she'll get 2. And called on the foul there will be Haley Shaver. So we got 6 fouls for Fort Morgan, 2 for Brush. 6 seconds to go in the first. And Maddie Rule hits the first. This is getting difficult with Maddie Rule for Brush and 1 for Fort Morgan. And she hits the second, so 12-11, Fort Morgan on top by 1. 1 second to go, and shot goes up by Frasco and doesn't hit anything. With your score, Fort Morgan 12, Brush 11. Into the first, you're listening to B106 and B106.net.
Stubbs Gas and Oil makes Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Find everything you need at low prices at Stubbs Gas and Oils in Wiggins.
Welcome back, second quarter. Fort Morgan's possession. Fort Morgan kicks it out, and we've got an early turnover as a travel was called on Lauren Keller. As I mentioned, with the rules, Kellers and Shavers, I apologize if there's delay, and I've got to make sure I get the right one. So brush the ball. Maddie Rule has it up top. Over to Kendall Elliott. Elliott drives in. There's contact, no call. Amber Wolliver with the opposite side rebound and put back. Puts Brush back up on top. 13-12, 7:20 to go in the second. Fort Morgan brings it up. Maddie Rule up top with it. Over to Christensen on the right wing. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Klaus has a nice post up, and on a much shorter Haley Unrein takes it in. Kendall Elliott picks up her second, and Kelsey's going to go to the line for two here. So the tempo of the game is picked up, and pick up. Kelsey gets the first. Shooting second here. And she hits front of the rim. That one's off. Amber Wolliver, the rebound, brings it up court. She is picked up by Lauren Keller. Haley Unrein up top. Dribbles into the lane, kicks it out to Maddie Rule. Maddie threw it in, thinking Kendall Elliott was going to cut in, but she didn't. Turnover there. Fort Morgan's ball. Maddie Rule has it up top, over to Christensen at the wing. Nice cut and curl, and they called a foul on Whitney Frasco for a screen on that one. So we're at 17 fouls for Fort Morgan. 6:45 to go in the second. We got a tie score 13-13. And Amber Wolver for Brush takes it down the middle of the lane, hits the running floater, putting Brush up 15-13. They drop back into man, picking up at half court. And we have Haley Shaver bringing the ball for Fort Morgan. Gets over to Christensen at the wing, and she traveled with that one. Pretty high leg kick on that to get it started, and got caught with it. So Brush's ball. Unrein inbounds to Wolliver. Wolliver bringing up the court. Fort Morgan stays in their man. And we have another illegal screen. That must be the call of the day, because that's the
at least the third or fourth.
At least third or fourth that we've had called. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. So Fort Morgan's got the ball. Got in the half court, and Haley Shavers dribbles from wing to wing, looking for someone fast who gets it over to Christensen over on the right wing. Klaus is posting up, and a steal by Maddie Rule from Brush. She's taken down the left side, full court. It hits the backboard, nothing else. And Kenzie Krach gets the rebound, put back, and Christensen with the rebound over to Haley Shaver. Shaver up top, kicks over to Maddie Rule on the left wing. Christensen cuts through, gets the ball to her on the block, turnaround jumper, and that's good. Nice touch on that one. Brush gets it in, Maddie Rule brings it up. Top of the key. Allie Keller sets a nice pick and roll, and she got hammered taking it to the basket. Not sure if they're going to call, is that Haley Shaver on that one. And that's her first, bringing team fouls up to 8, so we're in the bonus for Brush now. Allie Keller misses the first. So it's a pretty fast-paced game. Allie Keller makes the second one. 16-15 Brush with 5:05 to play in the second. Fort Morgan gets it up over half court. Allie Shaver has it up top. Gets it over to Lauren Keller. And she throws it away. Trying to get a pass inside. But nobody cut for her. Brush's ball. And they get it into Wolliver, bringing it up the court. And Brush getting set up. Kenzie Craich on the right wing. Up top to Allie Keller, top of the key. She kicks it over to Amber Wolliver. Craich on the low block, back to Wolliver at the wing. And she was standing on the three-point line, hit that one. Brush takes an 18-15 lead with 4:50 to go here in the second. So Shaver over to Maddie Rule. Rule up to Frasco. Back to Allie Shaver. And floater short. And she gets her own rebound, goes back up with it. And is fouled. And that will be on Allie Keller. And is that her second? That is her third. So she picks up her third early in the game. So Shaver hits the first free throw. And ready for the second one here. A little ball spin. Second one's good too. 18-17, Brush in the lead. 4:30 to go here in the second. Amber Wolliver's got it up, top of the key. Kicks over to Craich. Craich, a couple dribbles out to the wing to Tatalini. Tatalini up top to Odell. Odell pump fake, drives in, kicks it back out to Wolliver. Wolliver a couple dribbles, and we've got another foul here on Lauren Keller. She had her hands on her when she was dribbling in the basket. So with being in the bonus, we got a 1-on-1 here with Amber Wolliver at the line. And high arching shot, hits the front of the rim. Kenzie Craich, a freshman, with the rebound. And she gets it stolen away by Frasco. Over to Allie Shaver, brings it down across half court. Over to Lauren Keller. Keller gets Klaus on the block. Her turnaround doesn't go. And Frasco gets a rebounding foul coming over Odell.
Foul number 3, Wendy Frasco.
And that should be a double bonus with Sydney Odell going to the line for 2.
Her second. Checking into the Mustangs, number 5.
Brush can really take advantage there in the double bonus with almost 4 minutes left. So let's see if they can extend this lead.
We got to score 18-17, 3:57 to go here in the second. Sydney Odell at the line. And we had one official calling it a 1-on-1. And the other one corrected him, and they were shooting 2. Odell makes the first.
Odell is wearing a face mask. I like it. She looks like Rip Hamilton or something out there.
She does. She misses the second. Coach Hollander was saying that on Thursday night, the game of Wall Central, she got hit in the nose pretty good. And Fort Morgan calls a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And so Odell said it wasn't broke, but it was bruised pretty bad, so she just wanted protection on it. That's good Rip Hamilton. He doesn't get brought up much in talking circles, so
yes.
He would appreciate that. But we've got a score of 19-17, 3:51 with this timeout. Brush is in the lead. Story so far this first half has been the amount of fouls. And Fort Morgan's playing aggressive, and I like their aggressiveness on defense, both in the full court and the half court. So we'll see if they've got the conditioning to keep it going. And Brush has been playing a pickup game in there, and honestly, his defense kind of has them a little flustered. They haven't experienced much of this year, except for maybe Frederick, which is their only loss. Fort Morgan inbounds it. Whitney Frasco with it up top, over to Christensen. Christensen over to Maddie Rule. Rule up to Klaus up top. She gets it over to Keller. Keller back to Christensen, over to Frasco. Ball hasn't moved within 20 feet of the basket. Their passes are all long. Maddie Rule had it slapped away by Amber Wolliver. Wolliver, nice pass over to Catalini for an easy layup. 21-17, 3:05 to go here in the second. Maddie Rule brings it back over. Christensen has it at the left wing, and she is fouled dribbling to the free throw line. And Maddie Rule from Brush picks up her first on the dribble. So Fort Morgan will inbound from under their own basket. Maddie Rule to throw it in. Gets it over to Christensen at the wing. Nice cut by Keller going back door and caught the beat digger sleeping there. And she gets the easy basket. Brush brings it up. Tatalini's got it at the wing. Keeps her dribble. Takes it down the baseline over to Odell. Odell up to Rule. Top of the key. Pick and roll. Tried Kelsey Klaus with a nice steal there. Stepped in front of the passing lane. She gets it over to Maddie Rule. Brings it up for Morgan. Gets it into Klaus inside. And she is double teamed immediately. And Christensen hits a 18-footer for the bucket there. Tying the game up 21-21, 2:15 to go in the second. And an offensive foul called on Kendall Elliott, it looks like, for another screen. Maybe that should be another stat column.
Right.
We find the flavor of the day for the ref to find out what they're looking for. So Kendall Elliott has picked up her third, along with Allie Keller, early here in the game. There's 2:10 to go here in the second quarter, and we are tied up 21-21. Maddie Rule brings up Fort Morgan, gets it over to Christensen. Frasco has the top of the key, over to Klaus. Back to Keller. Christensen has it. Like I said earlier, on their earlier possession, it's more of, as far out as they are, it looks more like a stall game. Lots of passes, but they aren't within 20 feet, 25 feet of the basket. So nobody's a threat to take a shot as far out as they are. So not a lot of pressure being applied by Brush. Maddie Rule has it up top. Brush brings the pressure out. Kicks it over to Frasco. Over to Christensen. Over to Lauren Keller. And Fort Morgan's in a passing game. Caught him sleeping, back door goes Maddie Rule. Out to Lauren Keller for three. That one's off. Maddie Rule and Whitney Frasco go for the rebound, and we got a foul on Sydney Odell on the rebound. And Fort Morgan is in the double bonus. So Whitney Frasco will be going to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And shot goes up off the back of the rim. Amber Wolliver with the rebound, gets out to Kenzie Craig. She pushes it up the left side. Long pass over to Haley Unrein for the easy basket. Brush takes the lead 23-21. 55 seconds to go here in the first half. Brush has extended their pressure out, and Fort Morgan kind of stalled before they got it over half court. Maddie Rule has it up top, kind of settles it down. Over to Christensen, over to Lauren Keller. Out to Klaus. Frasco has it up top. This weave game that Fort Morgan's doing, trying to catch them off guard, get that back cut, and Maddie Rule had that again. Over to Christensen, top of the key, three is good. 20 seconds to go. Fort Morgan takes the lead 24-23. Brush brings down, Maddie Rule has it in the corner. Dribbles in the base, or into the lane, goes up for the shot, and she is fouled. Going to the line for two. A little bit of frustration there. Just kind of put her head down and went, and went in with a floating left-hander and went through. And scores tables calling over to the ref.
On the line for the leader, number 24.
So that foul was on, who was that one on?
Maddie Griffith.
Maddie Griffith. That would be her third. Maddie Rule is the first.
Number 1, Autumn Weasley.
And it's a second. Brush takes a 25-24 lead. 12 seconds to go. Fort Morgan trying to get the ball up the court. Brush got a lot of pressure on them, and they turn it over at half court with a high pass off the hands of Wheatley. Brush gets it inbounds. 3 seconds to go. Clock didn't start. And they called the half. They missed a shot. Brush came down at the rebound and just kind of let it go. With your score, Brush beat Diggers 25, Fort Morgan Mustangs 24. It is halftime. You're listening to B106 and B106.net.
State Farm Insurance, when you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen in Brush. Home, auto, life, health, State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today, 842-4555.
Welcome back. Start of the second half with Fort Morgan and Brush lady basketball, and we are Brush got the possession coming out of halftime. Brush moving the ball around, long pass from Odell over to Allie Keller. Hits the front of the rim. Allie Christensen with the rebound, and she's bringing it up a little behind the back. It's over to Allie Shaver. Shaver inside to Lewis. She misses. And Kelsey Shaver the rebound. Lewis the rebound again. Her shot goes up again. She misses. And Shaver gets the rebound and put back in and is fouled on it.
Foul for number 22, Cindy Odell. The second.
Kelsey Shaver going to the line for one.
On the line for the Mustangs.
Putting Morgan up to the lead, 26-25. 49 seconds gone here in the third quarter. And Shaver makes the free throw, 27-25 for Morgan. Good three-point play there for Morgan. Allie Keller brings it down, gets it over to Amber Woolover at the wing. Woolover up top, gets the elbow, kicks it out to Unrein. Unrein over to Odell. Odell long pass to Allie Keller. Keller pump fakes, couple dribbles, gets it over to Unrein. Unrein back to Odell. Odell for three. A little long off the glass. And Griffith with the rebound. Griffith gets over to Shaver. Shaver's got the ball up top. Not a lot of pressure by Brush. Except on the wing. And that looks like a foul on Maddie Griffith for her fourth. Not even a minute 30 into the third quarter, and she's on the bench with four. Push off on the screen there was called on her. Brush brings the ball up. Kelsey Craich with it up top. Couple dribbles. Nice pass to Maddie Rule in the lane. She kicks it out to Odell. Odell baseline jumper way long. And that was Lauren Keller. Started to go, and Brush player distracted her. She didn't put it down and traveled. So Brush retains the ball underneath their own basket. Allie Keller to throw it in. Lobs it into Maddie Rule. Maddie Rule puts it up short. And Kelsey Shaver came down with that rebound and gets it over to Allie Christensen. Throwing it to her in the wing. It goes through her hands and out of bounds. Another turnover, some Brush ball. Woolover for Brush brings up the court. Gets it over half court. Getting in their offense. And back up top to Maddie Rule. Maddie pick and roll to Allie Keller. Keller goes up, has a block, goes to get a rebound. And she was the last one to touch it. Goes out of bounds. Fort Morgan ball. Fort Morgan up 27-25 over Brush with 5:50 to go here in the third quarter. And Brush has changed up their defense. They're going full court. Fort Morgan switches up how they're doing it. Long pass from Christensen goes through Shaver's hands. Maddie Rule the steal, gets it over to Bodel on the baseline for the baseline jumper. Ties it up 27, 5:35 to go. Morgan inbounds and Brush stays in their full court trap. Fort Morgan couple passes, breaks the press. Hallie Shaver takes it in, doesn't go on the layup. Lewis with a rebound and put back in, and doesn't go. But Kelsey Shaver gets the rebound and put back. So Fort Morgan up 29-27, 5:10 to go. Brush got the ball. Tataloni up, dribbling down the right line, and gets it kicked out. And getting it under control here. Odo's got it up the left wing, gets it up top to Craich. Craich over to Maddie Rule on the wing for three, and she hits the three. Maddie Rule with the three there. 30-29 Brush, 4:40 to go here in the third. Long pass to Lewis. Lewis breaks the trap and gets the easy bucket there. Brush bringing it back down. That's the one thing, if you want to press, you're going to end up having to pay the price for it. Turnover on Brush, and Lewis with another layup. So 2 easy baskets for her in a matter of a couple seconds here. Fort Morgan 33, Brush 30. 4:10 to go. Foul is going to be called on Kelsey Shaver. Her third.
Number 3, Maddie Sawyer.
Brush inbounding off the side. Gets it in Tataloni. Dribbles up top. Gets it over to Wolliver. Wolliver guarded by Christensen. Gets over to Unrein on the baseline. She dribbles in. Kick out to Wolliver. Wolliver misses on that one. Lewis with the break gets it over to Christensen. Christensen missed it. Lewis was there on the other side for the rebound. Goes back up with it and was fouled on the shot. They count the shot, and she's going to go to the line to shoot one. 35-30, 3:52 to go here in the third. That foul was on Haley Unrein. That was her first. So Lewis at the line to shoot one. Shot goes up and in. It's a lot of iron, but went. Haley Unrein brings it up for Brush. Gets a push on it. Kicks it over to Wolliver on the wing. Wolliver loses it. Went off a Fort Morgan player's foot. Brush the ball on the side. Hallie Keller throwing it to Haley Unrein on the inbound. Unrein dribbles up to the top. Wolliver with a nice fake. Gets the jumper from the free throw line. 36-34, Fort Morgan in the lead. 3:30 to go here in the third. And Maddie Rule gambled on the press. They get the long pass to Lewis, and she gets another layup. There's 6 quick points for her with this Brush press. Brush brings it up. Wolliver on top of the key. Gets it over to Maddie Sawyer. Sawyer gets it over to Hallie Keller up top. Back to Sawyer. Down to Unrein at the elbow on the left side. She dribbles baseline. And we've got a foul here on the dribble. Foul's on 14. Hallie Shaver. That's her third.
Yep.
The fouls are going to play an issue here. We got Fort Morgan up 38-32, 2:59 to go in the third. A lot of time left. Maddie Rule gets it inside, kicks out to Sawyer. Sawyer hits it two from the wing. 38-34 Fort Morgan. And Fort Morgan, Brush stays in their press. Sawyer gets the steal. And Brush trying to get it figured out. Hallie Keller gets it on the wing. Her three is short. Amber Wolver, the rebound doesn't go. And We have Lauren Keller gets the rebound. And a foul was called, not sure what. That foul was on Amber Wolliver, her first. Must have been something on the rebound where she hit her. So Brush in their full court press again. Fort Morgan gets it in. And they get the long pass over a weak side. Gets it to Lewis. And she gets it stolen by Haley Unrein. Throws it back into play. And there's a jump ball. And Fort Morgan's possession. So Fort Morgan's doing a great job on this press. Hitting the weak side. And long pass. And it's hard for Brush to recover. And Fort Morgan inbounds to Lewis to Keller. Keller with an easy basket underneath. 40-34. Fort Morgan. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wolliver with the jump line or baseline jumper, which is long. Allie Keller goes up for the rebound. She was fouled. We're not sure what was going on. No, the foul was on Allie Keller on the rebound. Okay, and that is her fourth. So foul troubles on both sides of the ball. Brush presses again, and Lewis gets another layup. That's just a layup machine for Lewis with Brush's press.
I think at some point you have to get out of the press. It's not really working for Brush right now.
It's definitely hurting them, but it's beneficial to Fort Morgan here. Odo with a long three. Doesn't go. Tipped out of bounds on the rebound by Lewis. So Brush keeps the ball. Maddie Rule comes in for Allie Keller to sit with her 4 fouls. Christensen comes back in the game for Fort Morgan. Placing Allie Shaver. Brush inbounds underneath. Got up top. Over to Odell. Whip it around the horn. Ball goes out on the entry pass. Ball is tipped by Fort Morgan. Good job of working the ball around for Brush. They just have to get a little bit better entry pass into their post. Odell kicks it over to Maddie Rule in the corner. Nice pass into Kendall Elliott, and she loses it. And the ball's on the ground. Fort Morgan dives on it, and they take a timeout before a turnover. So 30-second timeout. And we're going to stay here.
Peach Farmers Cooperative. See them for all your propane, fuel, and farm needs. They've been in business since 1915 and are still the small company that cares about each of their customers.
So with 1:20 to go here in the third, Fort Morgan's up 42-34. Foul trouble on both sides for Fort Morgan and Brush. So as we're coming down here to the end of the game, it's going to get interesting to see who's still standing on the court and how some of these backups can play for both teams.
Yeah, the bench is going to be a big part at the fourth quarter for sure.
So Brush stays in their press. Fort Morgan breaks it. Brush falls back into their defense. Fort Morgan gets their half-court offense going. Pump fake by Wheatley. Wheatley into Lewis. Lewis is fouled on the floor. It's no shot. Fouls on Kendall Elliott for Brush. I believe that's 4 for her. So Brush has 2 girls with 4, and Fort Morgan just has 1 with 4.
Yes,
with
correct.
Griffith.
Yep.
So Fort Morgan inbounds from underneath their own basket. Allie Christensen goes up with a shot. Maddie Rule blocks that one. Long pass. She runs the court. She gets fouled on the layup by Christensen. And running pretty hard. She's still on the floor holding her ankle. And we got a trainer coming out. So at this time, your score, Fort Morgan 42, Brush 34. We're going to take a quick timeout. and we will be back.
High Plains Bank. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank and Weekends.
So welcome back. Brush brings in Allie Keller for the injury sub to Maddie Rule. She gets to shoot the free throw, makes the first. Shooting the second, makes that one. She's got to be careful. She has the 4 fouls. Brush is still in the full court trap. And Fort Morgan gets over to Christensen. She dribbles it up. Over to Keller. Keller over to Wheatley. Christensen has it up top. 40 seconds to go here. Fort Morgan up 42-36. We're in the third. Fort Morgan, a lot of ball movement up top. A long ways from the basket. Attempted steal by Wolliver on Lewis. And missed. Lewis drove in, kicked out. Looks like Fort Morgan is holding for the last shot here of the quarter, going into stall game. And Brush isn't pressuring to make him put it into play. 8 seconds here. Allie Christensen with the ball at the free throw line. Not much to do with it. Takes a shot at the buzzer, and it goes on a tip. And who was that? That was
Kelsey Shaver.
Kelsey Shaver gets the rebound tip to go at the buzzer. So at the end of the third, your score, Fort Morgan 44, Brush 36. You're listening to B106 and B106.net. Brings up court for Fort Morgan. Over to Griffith in the corner. A few Morgan cutters looking for somebody. Lewis gets down on the block. She goes up with it, and no go. And we've got multiple shots going up here by Fort Morgan. Rebound till the ball is tipped, goes out of bounds, and is Brush ball. For Brush, Maddie Rule is taken from the gym to be looked at. Not sure what the extent of her injury is. If it was an ankle or knee, what she's looking at here. Brush brings ball up the court, and we have another foul. And this one is on Allie Christensen. Fort Morgan. Who do they call it on?
Allie.
Oh, Allie Shaver. That's her 4th. So there's 3 girls on the court now for both teams with 4 fouls. So Brush keeps the ball. Ball goes up to Wolliver. Mishandles it, hits her in the nose. Scramble for it. And looks like foul was on Fort Morgan. Brush keeps the ball. Allie Keller has it up top over to Unrein in the corner. Shots long off the rim. Morgan comes down with the rebound by Kelsey Shaver. Griffith brings it up. Top of the key. Gets it over to Keller. Keller into Lewis. Lewis doesn't go on the shot. Wolliver with the rebound. She's pushing up the right side. Backs it out. Kicks it over to Unrein. Unrein's up at the top of the key. Gets over to Allie Keller. Keller gets the cutter and Craich loses it. And Shaver's on the floor with it and kicks it out. Scramble with this and kick ball by Fort Morgan. Brush has the ball. Maddie Rule is back in. That's a good sign for Brush. So Brush is going to inbound from underneath. Lob it into Maddie Rule. She can't handle it. And Fort Morgan gets the turnover there. Christensen has it over to Griffith. Griffith kicks it out to Keller on the wing. Passing to Lewis is stolen by Maddie Rule. She's bringing up the court on the left side. Over to Brooklyn Cox. Cox loses it. Gets it back. Keller with the steal on the pass from Cox. Griffith bringing up for Fort Morgan. Top of the key. And we've got timeout Fort Morgan. So we got Fort Morgan Mustangs 44, Brush Pete Diggers 36. 5:56 to go in the fourth. And we're sitting with Fort Morgan 6 fouls, Brush in the Brush with 5 for the second half. Fouls are going to be an issue, as we've said, coming down. Brush is with being down by 8, not something they've seen so far. It's a 5-1 record here, and Fort Morgan is playing tough and just scrappy basketball, and is shown by the score. So
Brush has to be excited to get Maddie back on the court, though. Don't know what the injury was, but she'll be a big help coming down the stretch for sure.
So coming out of timeout, where we at? Oh, Fort Morgan ball on the side here. Lost the players and the refs and the crowd. Griffith has ball up top. Over to Keller on the left wing. She dribbles out, gets to Griffith back up top. Long pass to Shaver in the corner. Over to Christensen for 3. That doesn't go. Fight for the ball. Allie Keller comes up with that and brings it up top, slows it down. Long pass, hits Maddie Rule in the foot as she was trying to get it to Amber Wolliver, who was wide open under the basket. So it'll be Fort Morgan's ball on the side on the kick ball. Allie Christensen throwing in. Brush in a full court man. And they got Allie Keller on Griffith. And they aren't trapping, they're just staying with them, giving some pressure. 5:20 to go in the game, down by 8. You need to extend your defense out. Morgan has it up top of Lewis. She looks at the 3. And Fort Morgan's just got a weave going. And Brush is coming out, putting pressure on it. Keller on the wing, Sydney Odell guarding her, and she gets called for the foul as Keller takes a baseline and gets tripped up. So foul on Sydney Odell, that's her third. 4:57 to go in the game, 44-36, Fort Morgan in the lead. So Brush brings in Haley Unrein for Allie Keller, who's got the 4. Maddie Griffith for Fort Morgan. She's played well with 4 fouls. Allie Christensen gets a nice baseline shot there. Brush brings it down, gets it over to Rule on the wing. Gets up to Odell up top, and she travels with it on the catch. Feet were moving a lot faster than she was. So Brush is gonna match up again. Full court, and Fort Morgan gets the easy pass in to Kelsey Shaver, and she is fouled. There was no help behind Sydney Odell, who was guarding her, and Odell picks up her 4th. So Fort Morgan is in the bonus. So Shaver's going to the line for a 1-on-1. Right, going back to that press, you have to be able to rotate, and Brush didn't, and Sydney Odell is just trying to save one there and grabbed her as she's going by. Shaver makes the first. Allie Keller comes back in for Brooklyn Cox. Shaver shooting her second. That one doesn't go. Allie Keller comes up the rebound for Brush, brings it down the court. Kicks it over to Haley Unrein, other side of the key. Back up to Amber Wolliver. She's driving in the lane. Throws it up. Ball was tipped. Apparently it wasn't tipped. So Fort Morgan gets the ball. And Brush stays in their full court press. And Fort Morgan easily comes in, and Lewis again on the long pass. Comes towards the ball and then breaks back towards the basket. Long pass to her. Maddie Rule couldn't get the tip there on the pass and ends up fouling her.
That was a heck of a pass. Baseball pass.
So Lewis goes to the line for 2. And first one hits the back of the rim. We got a score of 47-36. Fort Morgan on top. 4:17 to go here in the game. Lewis with the second shot. Ball hits the back of the rim again. Maddie Rule comes down with the rebound. She brings it down full court. Nice pass over to Wolver on the block. And she is fouled going up. Fouls on Lauren Keller. She's only got 2. She needs to get a couple more to join the rest of the group.
On the bright side, though, there haven't been many illegal screens called this second half.
Yeah, they haven't done that one yet this second half, so they got that other system. Wolver misses the first. Second one, that high arch on it, gets that one to go. 47-37, Fort Morgan on top. 4:08 to go here in the game. Fort Morgan comes up, brushes, fell back in their defense, playing his half-court defense. Christensen for 3. That one hit the front of the rim, bounced out. Maddie Rule with the rebound, and looks like Lauren Keller gets called for the foul on the rebound there, going over Maddie Rule. So Rule is going to the line for 1-and-1. Both teams so far this second half have 8 fouls, so we are going to be shooting a lot of free throws this next 3:55 of the game. Rule hits the first one. 47-38, Fort Morgan on top here. Rule with the second, and that one goes. 39-47, Fort Morgan on top. Brush goes back to the full court press. Fort Morgan having difficulty this time. They get it across half court. Holly Shaver's got it up top. There's no pressure on her. She doesn't have to do anything with it. Gets it over to Griffith on the wing. No pressure on her. Being guarded by Brooklyn Cox. Comes up, a couple dribbles. Shaver gets it over to Christensen in the corner. Guarded by Amber Wolver. Shot goes up by Christensen is long. Maddie Rule gets the rebound. And I'm not sure what they called. I thought they called a foul. They did call a foul on Lewis from Fort Morgan. That's her third on the rebound, Maddie Rule. Rush brings it up the court. Brooklyn Cox gets in the lane. Kicks it out. Maddie Rule's got it. Dribbles in the lane. Goes up. Floater. Doesn't go. And then she makes a ticky-tack foul trying to strip the ball. A little bit of frustration from Brush here going on right now. So Maddie Rule picks up her third. And sends Lewis to the line for a 1-and-1. (47-39), Fort Morgan on top. 3:05 to go here in the game. Lewis at the line. Hits the first. And Fort Morgan is trying to figure out who they want on the free throw line here. Now we got to figure it out. We're going to shoot the second one for Lewis here. And that one goes. 49-39, Fort Morgan lead. 3:04 to go in the game. Hey. Brush brings it down. Craich has it on the wing. Nice pass to Wolver underneath. And Wolver gets the easy basket. 49-41. 2:50 to go in the game. Brush to the full court press, gets it over. Fort Morgan gets it over. And nice pass attempt, but Allie Keller made a diving play to knock that one out of bounds, stop the layup. So Fort Morgan's ball underneath their own basket. Gets it out to the corner in Lewis. Griffith cuts, and she gets the basket there. Nice bucket there for her. And 51-41. 10-point game. 2:20 to go here in the game. Craich for Brush goes up. Floater doesn't go. Amber Wolliver gets in there for the rebound with Kelsey Shaver. And possession, they had a tie up there. Possession arrow goes to Fort Morgan. Brush full court again. And Allie Christensen to throw it in for Fort Morgan. Baseball pass to Lewis. Long pass. She dribbles it around. Gets lost. And Brooklyn Cox comes up with it on the floor with Allie Shaver. And they call it jump ball. Brush's possession. And substitution. Odell comes in for Craich. Brush brings the ball up. Amber Wolver has it up top. Kicks over Maddie Rule on the left wing. Brooklyn Cox with a cut. Out of control a little bit. Throws it up, trying to get a foul. And ball goes off of Wolver for Brush. Fort Morgan has it. Christensen to throw it in. See if she goes for another long baseball pass again. Timeout called by Fort Morgan. With your score 51, Fort Morgan 51, Brush 41. You're listening to B106 and B106.net. Welcome back. 2:04 to go in the girls' game. Fort Morgan 51, Brush 41. Brush is on full court press. Fort Morgan gets it over to Christensen going up the left side of the lane. Stolen away by Brooklyn Cox. And there is a foul called on Lewis.
I think that's her fifth. No, that's her fourth.
That's her fourth. I'm not sure what was called on that, but Brooklyn Cox is going to go to the line. And this is an adventure. She draws rain with her free throws. Shooting the first, and doesn't hit anything there. Getting ready here for a second. 1:57 to go. This one's long off the back of the rim. Scramble for the ball. Lewis comes down with it. And long pass. Tipped by Kendall Elliott. And Elliott and Christensen are fighting for it. Christensen was laying out of bounds. Good brush ball. Girls are playing hard and scrambling on both sides.
Yeah, this game could come down to free throws at the end here. So
10-point game, 1:50 to go. Brushes ball, they bring it up. Allie Keller up top. Dribbles over the wing, gets up top to Sydney Odell. Odell dribbles it down to Maddie Rule in the corner. Kendall Elliott drives the lane. Bucket doesn't go, gets her rebound back. Kicks it over to Odell. Odell took the face mask off. And Maddie Rule had it and had it stripped. Not sure how this is going to go. They called another foul. Ooh. Maddie Rule's going to the line and called a foul here on Kelsey Shaver for her fourth. So Maddie Rule goes to the line for two. 1:26 to go in the game. 51-41, Fort Morgan in the lead. Rule hits the first. So for the rest of the game, either way, we're in two free throws. And the remaining 1:26. And Maddie hits the second one. 51-43, Fort Morgan in the lead. 1:25. Long pass by Allie Shaver. Over to Christensen. Christensen gets it over to Lewis. And Lewis is fouled on the shot going up. She makes it. And we're going to be shooting one for the old school three-point play. And that foul was on Kendall Elliott, her 5th. And she is fouled out. She's the first casualty. I believe there'll be several more to go. 53-43, 119. Lewis at the line, shooting one, and makes that one. Now 11-point game for Fort Morgan. And Brush gets it down. Sydney Odell drives the lane. She is fouled. She'll be going to the line for 2. And that was on Kelsey Shaver. She is fouled out. This could be a parade of players that are fouling out here. So Sydney Odell at the line, shooting 2. Makes the first. 54-44. Fort Morgan in the lead. 1:13 to go in the game. And Odell will shoot her second. And makes that one. 54-45. 9-point game. 1:13 to go. And
looked like a technical?
Technical called on Sydney Odell. Not sure what was said. You probably don't want to know and can't hear it.
That is also her 5th as well. So.
That was her 5th foul. She is out. Fort Morgan sending Allie Christensen to the line to shoot 2. She makes the first. 1:13 to go in the game. And Christensen makes the second one. So it'll be Fort Morgan's ball here at half court. 56-45. Fort Morgan extends to an 11-point lead. And Fort Morgan gets it into Allie Shaver. Shaver guarded by Allie Keller. Shaver over to Griffith. Griffith to Lewis up top. And being pressured by Maddie Rule. Keller has it up top. Over to Griffith. Griffith to Shaver. Collision there at the free throw line between Williver and Christensen. No call there. And Allie Keller trying to go for the steal on Shaver, and Allie Keller has fouled out. So 46 seconds to go, and in the last 20 seconds we've had 3 players foul out. So this is going to send Shaver to the line, shooting 2. 56-45, 46 seconds to go. And Hallie Shaver to shoot 2, makes the first. 57-45. Getting ready for the second. Shaver shot. And that one's good. 58-45. Brush brings it up, trying to get the ball up court quick. Maddie Rule, top of the key, takes the 3. Nothing but net from about 21 feet. Timeout Brush, we're going to keep it here. 58-48, 38.9 seconds to go. And there's always a possibility, especially with the 3-point line. But
yeah, Brush just trying to go in the paint, and it's not working right now, especially down by 10. So we need some outside drops to fall.
So Fort Morgan defends the 3. They're going to be sitting good, but Brush has got to try and push and try not to force the 3, but get, if they have the open 3, take that. And Fort Morgan's just got to defend it. So, that's where most of their shots are going to be coming from. This is different from the other games that we've worked for Brush when, they had the sportsmanship rule go into effect.
Yep.
So.
Well, it's been a good game, high-paced.
Yeah, both teams playing aggressive and keeping that up through the whole game. So Brush is full court man. For Morgan going to enter. Griffith goes in, throws the pass out of bounds still to Christensen, streaks. Christensen gets the pass to her, and she gets fouled by by Unrein, and that is just her second. So Griffith to the line for 2. Makes the first, 59-48, 35.3 seconds to go in the game. Griffith getting ready to shoot her second. Fort Morgan's pulled everybody off the line, back in the backcourt. She makes second, 60-48. They're extending out the pressure. And Unrein gets the up and under and doesn't go. She gets her own rebound. Putback doesn't go either. And so we've got a jump ball. Maddie Griffith came up with the rebound. And Fort Morgan keeps possession of it. 22.9 seconds to go. Christensen with the ball out of bounds. Looking for the long pass. And about ready for a violation there. Takes it off of Wolver's knee to keep it back in bounds.
Checking in for the Beatmakers, number 3, Matthew Sawyer.
And Christensen back again. Gets it to Griffith. Griffith loses it. Gets the ball, throws it back in. Cataloni gets that pass. Gets her shot blocked. Lewis goes up. Full court pass to her, and she gets another layup. Lewis is killed in the second half on that. And Wolver takes it in. Lewis gets the block shot. Pretty fitting way to end the game for her. So with the final score, Fort Morgan 62, Brush Beet Diggers 48. You're listening to B106 and B106.net.
The Fort Morgan Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your highest education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine, believe, and achieve your goals.
Welcome to the postgame show. The Fort Morgan Mustangs coming out on top over the Brush Beet Digger girls. And it was a well-fought game on both sides. Fort Morgan was just a little more out scrappy and played really well and deserved the win in that game. You have a stats breakdown for us here, Matt?
Yeah, so for Morgan, for the final, we got Christensen with 15, Shaver with 11, Keller with 2, Griffin with 4, Shaver with 2, Lewis with 22, and Kalous with 3. For Brush, your leading one was Maddie Rule, and then we had with 17, and then Wolver with 13, and Sydney Older with 5. Those were your top 3. For rebounds, Fort Morgan rebounded Brush, and for turnovers, we have Brush with 19 and Fort Morgan with 21.
For me, the telling stat there was Lewis. What does she have in the first half?
She had 4 in the first half.
She had 18 in the second, and that was the majority of those were off of the press, just the long passes to her, and 18 points the second half was definitely the difference there. And she played hard, and it wasn't all just long passes. She was there within the offense, trying to get things moving and working the boards. Between her and Allie Christensen, they both played really well. They had good ball movement all around. Brush was just kind of non-responsive to the aggressiveness of Fort Morgan coming out, and just kind of went the whole game. We'll find out a little bit more on Maddie Rule and what's going on with her, and she did make an entrance back in the game, but she wasn't all there physically from what you could tell. So we are going to take a short break here, and we will be back. You're listening to B106 and B106.net.